go.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast. This is the OTS Podcast. We got another podcast here with my brother. We're going to get more guests soon. Trust, all right? Trust. So today, we're going to keep it like a little bit simple. You know, we're going to talk about some other things, but let's start off by saying, or talk about, like, what are some ways to deal with, problems you got in your life, to distract yourself,
What do you mean, like vices or?
More just like, you're going through it. You're trying to not think about the, all the struggles. How do you get through that? Like, talk about like in general stuff, not just specific things.
Yeah, I would say specific, like not specific for me, but like I always see people that work out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've been working out more, right? Doesn't that help with mentals?
Trying
because you have to keep your mentals and your physical health in balance.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's how I feel like you stay in balance, for your whole life.
Like, okay, so but how long can that last you, right? Because the thing is, you can only go so far. Like for example, when I'm feeling down, I'm like, damn, I feel like I don't want to do anything.
Well, I feel like also when we were playing in the Tito League, sports, something that's already in the back of our mind that we like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basketball, sports in general, keeping up with your physical health. And that's, lifting weights, whether you want to go to the gym, whether you want to play sports. Even I remember playing basketball with my friends, but also like baseball. Baseball is super fun if you just go to the park randomly, get a couple of your homies.
Oh yeah, no,
right?
I played baseball before in the rain too, but it was pretty fun.
Or just hanging out with your homies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know how you've been having small hobbies, stuff like that. Playing with or messing around with what's it called, like airsoft guns. Right, doing stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I want to get into get into more of that.
What about like your shit, bro? Playing video games.
Yeah.
Right. Ever since you were a kid.
The thing is, right, with content creating, when you play video games for so much, as if you make it into a career, I've learned this from, shout out to Dahi Danogla. I don't know if you know who that is, but it's like part of,
I don't know.
You know who Vanos is?
I've heard of him from you.
Yeah, so he's part of that group. And so what he said is, once you make gaming into a career, if you have gaming as an outlet from life, like to escape from life, it's going to be hard to escape to video games again once you have to make that your career. Because as your career, you keep playing that, and over time, you're going to be kind of not used. You're going to be used to, just playing it as a normal thing, not even just to escape. But you kind of have to, since it's your career.
Yeah.
But for me, what I was thinking is, it's hard for me to stay at least consistent with it. Because, for example, either content creating or just going to the gym, it's hard to maintain that balance of being like down, like negative, to actually feeling like I want to go out and not just sit on my ass and be sad. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to get at is, how can you stay consistent? How can you stay, on top of your shit rather than just sitting around being sad and moping? I get it. People have their jobs after work, especially when they're going through something. They have their responsibilities. They have to take care of that stuff first. But when you have to distract yourself besides from work, sometimes work doesn't even help. So how do you go along with trying to stay consistent,
Well, I think one thing for me personally is, sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I feel like I just want to stay in or, watch TV or something.
Right.
But I think it's also good to want to try new things, right? And I think that it's also good for, for you when you're content creating, you're not just trying to make video games. You're trying to record podcasts.
Variety.
You're trying to try to do different things because it's something new. And it's an experience where your mindset's not always the same. Because, sometimes when you play video games, I mean, I don't know necessarily from experience, but I bet, you probably feel that way when you're playing video games. Even if you're playing a different game every time, it's not like it gets old, but you kind of just, you're used to it. You're comfortable, right? So I think that's a good way to kind of alleviate that stress, alleviate feeling down, is try something new, right? Because your mind is going to be so focused on, maybe you'll be anxious about it,
right?
But your mind will be focused on something that's, again, you're not in your comfort zone. Right?
Exactly. I was about to get to that. Just like stepping out of your comfort zone and trying different things. That's where I was just I was trying to get at, where to distract yourself from, any negativity, you just try different things. You could create some sort of different, I'm not saying some different anxiety by trying different things, but keeping your mind off of, the negativity by thinking, oh man, I want to try, this new thing. Like I want to try this podcast. I want to try, a short film, which is a teaser, but yeah, I just like to say, when you're content creating, if you're actually going through it, you don't have to just stick to one thing. I get it. The reason why I'm like trying to not go too far into the variety is because it's going to be a struggle to actually keep up all of the other things that I want to do.
Yeah, of course.
So,
well, I mean, just keep it, but you're also not just doing things just to do it, right? You're doing things because you want to do it. You're passionate about, making short films, recording your video game streaming, right? That's something that you still want to do. So it's not like you just do something just for the hell of it, right? Maybe even try something that's completely new to you. Record yourself cooking or something, right?
Cooking stream, cooking videos.
And some people,
it doesn't have to be serious.
Exactly. And it's also, you don't have to just, if you think of exercising to try to, help with your physical health, you can do a bunch of different things, not just sports, not just going to the gym. I love to go on hikes, right? Me and you, we both love nature. Love it.
The thing is, it's just actually getting up off of your ass. Getting through there. The thing is, it's really easy to say something. Obviously, it's easier said than done.
100%.
You want to actually go on a hike and stop being depressed. You want to stop being in a dark cloud in the same environment in your room or in your house. You just want to go out. But it's once you're there, it's harder to get out of there rather than to actually, to talk about.
I think a really important thing to have is, friends or someone to talk to, whether it's your mom, your girlfriend, your brother, sister, cousin, whoever, or your close homies. I think that what really needs to change the world is that, as men, like, we got to reach out.
Right. No, I agree, bro.
Yeah, we got to reach out to our homies, man. Even if, the thing is,
normalize that.
Exactly. A lot of times, with guys, how me and you have that sometimes where, again, we don't know if we're joking about something or we like to have dark humor about something. It's good to reach out and just be like, yo, like, you good?
Right. I mean, sometimes I get it. It's hard to be mature and actually, open up, but it's not a bad thing at all. Like, once you actually start getting comfortable, people go through it more than you think.
Oh, 100%.
Like you never
know. You literally you'll never know.
You're thinking about, oh man, I'm going through all these troubles, but I'm not even trying to kill my friends' moods. But you don't know that they're actually probably going through the same thing or something similar, or something else. It's just
well, everyone got their own thing.
That's where it gets to me. I don't want to be a bother or a burden. I'm not saying I'm gonna be a burden to someone's.
No, but you don't want to be the vibe kill.
Right, exactly. I don't want to be the vibe kill. However, it's not a bad thing to talk about your problems
100%.
once in a while at least.
Well, I mean, I know it gets a little complicated too, but I mean, it depends on you. If you really are feeling like something is bothering you, I'd say the best thing to do really is to get it off your chest. Whether you want to say it to your homies or whatever, or and even if you don't, because people deal with stuff in different ways, right? Like, at least just go out and do something,
Right.
Hang out with your friends. Maybe you don't have to tell them right away, but for me, sometimes I feel like I can kind of see or get the vibe that, hey, maybe something's off with my boy, or maybe something is not going his way today, or he's having a bad day or something.
Right.
And
I'd rather be that person for someone else to hate. At least they're still going to be alive there, before it's too late, before they do anything crazy,
What do you mean hate?
Like, if I'm trying to be there and they don't want to open up to anyone, or they don't want to talk about anything, I'm going to make them, like, at least hate me because they're alive still to hate me. People think that, oh, these people need space. They don't want to talk about it. Okay, we'll leave them alone. You can't leave them alone for way too long to the point where they're going to feel super alone and they think that life to be alone is for them. No, humans are meant to be, depending on others, other humans, everyone else. That's how everyone is.
Yeah.
So what I've learned is be there for that one person before it's too late, because mental health it's a serious thing.
For everybody. And one thing that I was always taught is that, for me, even if we're not the most popular in high school, whatever. You don't hang out with the most popular group. Try to be cool with everyone because everyone is going through something.
Right.
So, I mean, you don't have to just be that one person that's, because sometimes it gets kind of tiring. I don't know if you've ever gone through that, but trying to be there for someone that's not necessarily wanting to, speak out or talk to you about their problems.
Right.
At least be a friend.
Yeah, no, and I get it where how can you help someone when you also need help?
Yeah.
Because you're also going through your own stuff, you have your own experience, but when you try to help that other person and they don't want it, it's like, okay, how else am I going to help you?
Well, I don't necessarily think that it's that simple. You know what I mean? Because
no, of course
every single person has their own problems,
Mm-hmm.
right? Every single person is going through whatever they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really just think about it like that, then how can you help anyone?
Right.
You can. I feel like too for me, I can help myself by helping someone else out. That really makes me happy to maybe make someone, even if it sounds cliche or corny, to make someone smile or make someone's day. Like that brings joy to myself.
That's facts.
And that helps. It does not. That helps with you, being negative or feeling down.
Mm-hmm.
If you can make someone else's day feel better, then why wouldn't you?
Right, and that's where content creating for me comes into place. I create content because if I can't be happy, but I can make others happy, that makes myself happy. Because
you
sometimes,
good,
bro. No, I mean you get where I'm coming from. Like I can't.
No, yeah.
Sometimes
that's hard.
But like sometimes you can't always just make yourself like happy. You can't. It's hard to
of course.
For me personally, it's not that I depend on other people for their happiness, for their vibe. It's just to get a distraction or just to experience other things. You know what I'm saying? Like go out there and stuff. Because staying in the same environment, in the same house, that does something to you because you're in the same environment. You're home, right? You're home. You're in the same environment where you're mad, you're upset, but at the same time, it's a happy place. Don't get me wrong, right? Home is supposed to be comforting, but when you have your darkest times, it's usually at home. That's where it happens. That's where you get to.
Because you're alone,
right?
You don't
alone
have to put on a happy face for people on the outside.
Yeah, exactly. You're in your comfort zone per se, but that's where going out is actually sometimes a good thing because you get to distract your mind with nature, with friends, with activities, and
facts.
Even if it's not going outside, you could experience that. For me, I content create because it keeps my mind off the struggles. I'm not just talking about like super super bad struggles. I'm just talking about like daily life struggles, frustrations. It's really rewarding for me to put out content and then see how it does, and once it does like good, or even if people just care about it, like they say, oh man, like I could tell you're gonna be big, you have potential. That just makes my day. That makes me continue to content create, not only for myself but for people out there. Like it feels way better when you have that, just like those certain words that
and I noticed that about you too, like some of your earlier streams or some of your recent ones too, where you'll have sometimes just random people join the stream and they'll tell you, hey man, I'm having a bad day. Like you actually take the time to talk to them and be like, hey man, like it's all good, like thank you for joining. I hope I make you laugh.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Don't get me wrong, like I really do feel bad for those people who really do open up, and I'm always there for anyone who's supports me. I support you back. But sometimes I'm not gonna lie, when I'm trying to stream, I'm like trying to keep up a good attitude, and then someone joins like, hey bro, like this happened to me in my life. Like my car just blew up in my backyard. My dog just ate my mom type stuff, bro. And I'm just like, and I'm like, I'm sorry for you, but and
then go back to chopping someone's head off.
In the game, playing Minecraft. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. Let me just create a sword, bro. Like, just make a house. Let me just make a house.
Bring down your mood.
Nah, but on some.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like
I just feel bad.
But it's also like a two-way thing, right? Because you do it to also alleviate your stress. Sometimes people tell you about their stress, whatever. But I mean, it's not like they expect you to be their therapist. Right. But in some way, this is kind of a therapy for them, right? Some of those people that join, like, damn, my car really just blew up my house right now, but I'm gonna join the stream because I want to distract myself, and that's good for them because they're trying to find something that's gonna help them, get rid of that stress or help them feel, uplift their mood a little bit.
Do you ever get someone like you really meet, or you get close to them, and then later on in the friendship or in your relationship, they admit that in the beginning they're kind of intimidated by you? kind of intimidated by your vibe or how you look in general?
Yeah, I've had that a few times, especially in high school when I was kind of an asshole.
For me, I'm just like, I don't mean to be intimidating. Like, I guess I got that look.
Well, I mean, sometimes because, damn, bro, conceited type.
No, like, no, people just be like.
Well, sometimes there's introverts, there's extroverts, and I feel like a lot of times me and you, especially you can be an extrovert, right? You're outgoing.
I would say
you like to have fun. You like to talk.
To be honest,
some people don't like that, you know.
Mm-hmm. I would say I'm an introvert that knows how to act extroverted. You get what I'm saying?
No,
because
100%. I feel
don't
that
get me
too.
wrong. I have a low social battery, but when I'm feeling it, bro. Like I
Do
can
you
go
though?
out and I'm like, bro, let's do that stuff.
Do you though?
But yeah. For me, I would just try to hype other people up because I thrive on other people's vibes. You know?
No, me too.
Don't get me wrong. I love awkward people. That's me. I love awkward people because I'm awkward
people?
myself. I'm actually awkward myself. And
Awkward
then
looking,
when I'm with like an awkward person or antisocial, I'm just like, you know what, bro, like I'm here to talk. It's cool because I don't like having someone who has more energy than me because I feel like I already use a hella like
no,
social
I feel that
energy.
when you say that you don't want to. Sometimes you don't want to talk to someone that has like higher energy than you.
Yeah, like
Because I feel like
it gets
I'm
exhausting.
and I feel
dude.
like I might be the vibe kill in that situation. It's like, damn, bro, you're all the way up here. I'm low key like down here.
I mean, in terms of being social, because I mean, for me, when I'm at a party and I like to be not like the life of the party, more of I'll support the life of the party because like, oh yeah, let's go, like I'm with him. Like,
Yeah, dude. If there's someone that's really dancing
hyping people,
or doing
I'm
something
a good
crazy,
I'm a good
I
ass
want to
hype
hype them
man.
up.
I'm a good ass hype man for real.
I feel that.
Yeah, but other than that, I can't be the life of the party because then I'm just like, ooh, like
God.
guys, yeah, let's go. So, I'm like hella awkward. So,
I don't know about that.
I can be awkward.
I can be too sometimes, especially if I fumble on my words. I don't know if that's ever happened to you.
I fumble over my words like
I feel like I've always prided myself on being someone that I'm not the best speaker, but I like to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
So and if a bunch of different people, and I like to make people laugh. But if I like choke up on my words or
stutter,
yeah, especially in a roast session,
yeah, it's like,
choke up on your words, bro.
Oh,
All right, bro, I gotta go.
But I mean, for me, that's where getting out of my comfort zone. I'm pushing myself. I'm testing, how capable I am of trying different things, because I see other people do it, and I'm like, it's kind of the man in me, where it's just like, man, I see that they could do it, man, I could do it.
Yeah, I think about that. I think about that too.
That's like me personally too. So
yeah.
That's why I just try to step out of my comfort zone. That's where I encourage other people to pursue, just whatever they feel like doing. Because don't get me wrong, sometimes you can't lie. When you see someone that like they're on camera or you're on a video that other people, like other famous people do. Like if I ever saw my best friend doing like some Gideon stuff, I'd be like, bro, what the? I'd be like cringing, like, what the?
That's because you
fuck
know
are
that
doing?
person personally.
Because you know that person.
Yeah.
And you gotta give them props though. Whoever does that and whoever steps out of their comfort zone and actually wants to put their face out there,
Yeah,
when they're
hell
hella, they're awkward,
Mhm.
their social battery's low. At least they're trying. You gotta give props to them. Like at least they're trying that stuff, because people like to talk about, oh, let's do this, let's do that. But it really comes down to, oh, are you really going to do it?
Yeah.
Because I'm down. Like
I've had so many conversations with my boys, like, oh, let's have a road trip from here to here or something.
Dude, exactly.
And it's like, hey, bro, what happened to that? Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I had worked like the next day, bro. Why'd you plan it? But
no, but that's one thing that I think I bring it up all the time to you. What A$AP Rocky was saying, like, how are you gonna get on a motherfucker for trying? Right?
Yeah,
How is it lame to want to try something new? It's not, dude.
How could you hate on someone that
I mean,
you
sometimes
can't even do? You know?
Yeah, sometimes something might be cringe or something, but hey, at the very least, at least you're trying something.
Right.
That's better than laying at home feeling sad for yourself, feeling bad for yourself, right? And I know that sometimes you get into a mood where that's the only thing you feel like that day. Like, damn, I want to stay home. I don't feel like doing anything.
Mhm.
But like I said, like you said, like it's good to try something, right? try being on camera. I never been on camera before it is,
Right.
right?
And I'm on like people ask me like, how do you do it? I'm like, I just do it. I'm proud of him, man. He's on camera. This is his third time on camera. Like,
Trying.
so I mean, I'm proud. I'm proud of anyone, and especially my brother, whoever.
I mean, it's also
who
the
tries to do
competition in
it.
us, and it's the brotherhood in us, you know?
Right.
My brother can do it. What the hell? Why can't I do it? You know,
what I'm saying? If I have that face of
but
the family, bro, I gotta like bring up my brother too, bro.
Yeah,
It's
but
just,
no,
that's
but
how
I
it
mean,
is.
you know, we're always here to support each other, right? So
Mhm.
whether or not you end up being KSI and I'm like Deji, or you're Andrew Tate and I'm like Tristan Tate, whatever. Like, bro, I'm proud of you no matter what, right?
Yeah, at least.
As long as you're like, dude, he's trying.
But
What are you gonna say about that?
you gotta
Right?
you gotta know, right? There's things happening behind the scenes that people don't know about, and there's the face of the whole the project.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'll be the face or vice versa.
No,
If
yeah,
you just gotta do that
exactly.
stuff behind the scenes. People think
If you wanna, no, actually, I'm not gonna say that.
cancel worthy, bro.
Nah, kind of.
It's more just like
If you wanna be
Controversial?
Escobar, and I'll be Gustavo.
bro, that might end up like Limon type shit, bro. Like Limon.
Tier C type. He was
No.
a real one to the end.
But
I'm just talking about the show though. That's it.
the show Narcos. No, but people think stuff is so easy. That's what I was trying to get at as where I was saying, oh, that's a man in me saying, oh, I could do that. That's so easy.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to say like, oh, I could do anything. I'm saying if he could do it, then there's some way that I can do it too.
But that's also not a
Right.
bad way to think, you know. Like,
No,
just
of
like you said,
It's competition, but it's not. I'm not
Exactly.
trying to be
that's
hateful against the
healthy.
other person.
No, but that's healthy. If you
Mhm.
really think about it, you know, if someone can learn to fly a plane, what the hell? That doesn't make them better than me. I can also learn to fly a plane too. Then.
Right. But that's the thing. That's where it's an inner, need to be that good at something, to try at that.
Yeah.
No, it's more than just you like physically capable of doing it. Anyone is
yeah.
physically capable of doing it, but it's their mentality
Oh, yeah.
that gets them there for sure.
Yep.
Because if you put your mind to it, bro, like you could get to anywhere. As long as you put your mind to it, you manifest that. You manifest your work, your money, your time into something. You could do it, bro. But I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
no, for
It
sure
takes-
it won't be.
It definitely takes perseverance and just a stronger mindset and sacrifices.
No, you put effort into it, right?
I
Your
tried.
streams, you know the graphics, the animations for everything. Like you put effort into it, and not even just that. Like the back end of it, you know, in the front, you're good at talking. You're good at vibing, chilling. Hanging out with the people in Discord to play the games.
Mhm.
You bring out a lot of that energy, so that's good. That attracts positive energy. I feel like. Also, I mean, there's always gonna be haters, but that's just how you know you're doing something right.
Right. And to that, I feel like the positivity is the best thing to receive. Of course, all you want is positivity. But when there's that one comment where it's like, bro, what are you doing? I had this post on TikTok and it kind of went viral.
The Valorant
Bro,
one.
the Valorant one. And I did. Tell me why it got viral and I didn't even care for it, bro. The ones that you work on the most, sometimes it does not even work out.
Yeah, I
But
hear
the ones that
I hear that.
you just throw onto there,
No, I hear that
it
from people that make
somehow
reels.
goes viral.
Yeah.
So what happened was, it was kind of controversial. But anyways, there's hateful comments on there. I'm like,
Controversial in the game though, right? Not like
I guess, yeah. In the game, people were like,
Just
"Oh,
about
why
how
are
you were
do-
playing or whatever,
Why are you
right?
doing that?" Yeah, and I'm just
Oh
like,
my God,
dude,
dude.
it's a game. People were saying KYS, bro, and I was like, what the hell? And I told like my friends, shout out to my friends, bro. Shout out to the real ones. Like, they
you
would
don't take that
comment.
shit serious, right?
Sometimes I do. It's just
You know
it
those
hurts.
are like the people that are just chilling in their mom's basements,
I know,
not doing
but
nothing else, and it's like, oh, this guy has a jawline, I don't.
I can't
I'ma
even,
hate on him.
Like I can't even lie. Like it hurts, but I'm just like that. You got time for that, but you
Facts.
just do something else with your life.
But that's another big thing is that you don't let it stop you,
nah, I try
right?
not to.
Someone says something
I'm
negative
not even
to
that
you.
big yet.
But you're still gonna post that video. You're still gonna make another reel,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I try to just keep up the consistency, whether it I don't see the progress, that I want to get to. I know it's not going to take it's not going to be an overnight
It's not
thing.
gonna be overnight.
It's not going to be an overnight thing. I try to at least think of this is an investment of my time going into all this content creating.
100%.
I just want to build up that confidence over time and that perseverance, because I know if those couple of comments got to me, I can imagine if I ever get big, bro, people are negative. I'm like, what did I do, bro? Like, I'm just
Dude,
having fun over here.
Even Top G gets death threats and shit.
Oh, I'm sure, but no, I mean, over time, the support is unreal.
Yeah, the
From
support
from other people. Like,
the
I
support's gonna be
appreciate
way
every
more
single one.
overwhelming than the negativity that you get from the kid or the however old guy chilling in his mom's basement, not able to do or he's jealous of you because you're able to do what he wanted to do. But it's like
Facts. There you go.
you
right
have to
there.
try.
People hate on you for doing stuff that they can't do.
Exactly. And it's not even just that they can't do it, but
They just don't want to do it.
Why aren't you trying then?
They don't want to.
Why are you hitting on me? Would you ever do this?
Right. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Anyone could do this stuff, bro. They just gotta put their mind to it. Why spread that negativity when you could just easily say something nice? Like, why say something if you have nothing nice to say? I get it. Like, people hate on it. You can hate on it as much as you want, but you just comment it and just to someone that you don't even know, someone who has only 100 couple followers. And then you say KYS, bro, or like, oh, what are you doing? You're so bad. Your chat this game don't play.
Because the internet's toxic, bro.
I get it, and the Valorant community filled with like a lot of little kids
that play 2K.
Little kids, nah, bro, they're different. They're
2K
different.
is wild too.
But anyways,
COD is too.
Anyways, yeah, with the whole content creating thing, people could do it not just to help other people, but to help themselves too. Like, I'm telling you. Mental health is actually hella important. It's more important to take care of your mind before your body, because how can you have a good body if you don't have a good mind?
Yeah.
I get it. You just got out of a relationship. You lost someone you love. Something knocked you down. You could use that as pre-workout to the gym. You could use that as motivation to
100%.
to keep going. So that's what I've learned, though. That's what I learned personally from friends and from like you and stuff like that. Those are some things that you can't learn. It's hard to learn by yourself.
What do you mean, like your mentals?
Perseverance, and to think of your struggles and obstacles as something positive.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. You have to rely on someone, at least one person, not for your happiness, but for your perseverance to get back up. So
yeah, and that honest, and I'll be dead honest too. Like, I've struggled in my life, accepting things that happen and that's happened to me that's negative, and to be able to move past that, right? And it's hard because we, as humans, we all deal with something like that, right? Whether it's losing someone to passing away, losing someone in a relationship. I've lost friends, that I don't even talk to anymore, and some stuff like that. If you dwell on it and you don't try to move on from it, and it's hard, right? It's dead hard sometimes to move on from stuff like that. It's
definitely not easy. No.
Yeah, and exactly, and to find something that you want to do that's gonna help you out, as long as it's healthy, right? Content creating that's gonna be able to help you, mingle with other people, play games, do stuff that you actually want to do to get your mind off of something that's negative. Go hiking, play sports, start cooking, find something that's gonna be good for you.
And right? for those who want to start content creating, I'm not saying I'm big myself, but I'm saying like the way to grow as fast as not as me, but as other people, from what I'm observing and what I'm trying to do, is reaching out to other people who have a platform, or just being friends with bigger content creators. I'm not saying use them for content, but I'm saying sometimes you have to reach out. If you want to do this whole content creating thing, I'm not saying it's impossible to do it by yourself. I'm just saying if you want to grow and if you want to actually see consistency, you have to work for that.
Well, you have to be consistent, right? Set a schedule, set a plan. Even if it's not always going to be 100% to the T of whatever your plan is, at least try to map it out in your mind. Hey, how am I going to get to here? How am I going to get to, 1,000 subscribers?
And that goes for school. That goes for work. Like,
that goes for life. Yeah.
That goes for everything.
Yeah.
And
you think Steph is where he is because he wasn't consistent?
Right. Exactly. And so, I mean, it's hard. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy for sure. It's hella hard. I would say it's hella hard. But for some people, it's easy. But it doesn't mean that they didn't work for it. It doesn't just come to you. That's what I'm saying. And I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of people know that. But I'm just saying, for anyone who hasn't really gone through that whole experience yet, there's more to life than you actually know. Like, for sure, there's hella to life that you don't really know.
Honestly, I think if anyone takes anything away from this conversation right now, to just remember that I've heard people, or I've seen reels like of Mark Cuban, billionaire, owner of the Mavericks, say you just need to be right one time. You can go out there and fail a bunch of times. You can fail at a job a bunch of times. But if you hit that one idea that ends up being genius, dude, you take off, right?
Right. And just at least keep trying, I try to be in a variety of a lot of different, because, for example, right, who watches podcasts? Older people. I'm not saying old ass people, like middle-aged people, but I'm saying like the older audience.
Yeah.
Who watches gaming? Like a lower age,
younger people
on the lower spectrum. So
sometimes, my generation, we love to play video games.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It just depends on like what kind of video games. A lot of people aren't really open to watching other video games, or because that's kind of been done by the bigger YouTubers.
Well, that's true too, because I wouldn't know about a lot of these other games if it wasn't for you. You playing those kind of games, right?
Yeah, and me personally, I grew up watching like Markiplier, PewDiePie, all those like.
I didn't.
Like Niga Higa type stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I got like goofiness. Sometimes that's why I try not to curse too much, because I grew up watching Dashie too. Dashie curses a lot.
I was gonna say, wait, doesn't he curse a lot?
Timothy De La Ghetto.
Yeah, he was a real one.
Bitch, like that type of stuff. Shout out to Timothy De La Ghetto, but
king shit.
That's like that they're OGs, and I've learned like
that's one of the bright sides of this social media stuff is you have people that are still positive. Again, you don't obviously you only see what the camera shows you, right? On when you're scrolling, you only see what people want to post, of course. But a lot of times it's positive, whether you're learning from people like Dashie, Timothy De La Ghetto, I guess you could say PewDiePie, whatever, right? And I've never watched Markiplier, but I've actually just watched like snippets of him and being on the Paul Brothers podcast.
Oh yeah,
and he's cool, super positive. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's smart too. He's smart.
Yeah, I can tell by the way he talks. He's
a fucking genius. He's smart, because I think he was gonna be an engineer.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. But he dropped out. He only needed like a couple credits before he actually graduated, but he wanted to drop out
as an engineer.
And continue.
Wow.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he wanted to continue content creating. He wanted to pursue his dream, and
that's one thing I'm super big on too. So I don't mean to cut you off, but
no, you're good.
Like, that's why I always tell you, bro, before it gets too late, dude, just chase your dreams, right? Try, even if it sounds cliche, dude. Chase your dreams, like. Especially with our height, I mean, I don't really have too many regrets in life, but I feel like we could have, if we really did try, dude, we could have been like the Ball Brothers or something, or keep playing basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, them dudes are obviously super talented, and a lot of them are one in a lifetime like type of athletes.
But how do you know we're not one in a lifetime type of like content creators?
Yeah.
Or because I'm not trying to be like everyone else, be like, oh man, I feel like I'm different. I know we're fucking different.
Oh,
that's the difference. Because, and I'm trying to put that out there, and what many people are missing is trying to stand out, from the bigger content creators, the bigger, people who are already up there.
I think it's good to also, kind of take note of what the bigger content creators are doing, but you should try to at least still be yourself, add a little bit of your own flair to it.
That's exactly how you do it.
And again, not saying that obviously I'm super big or I know exactly what I'm talking about, but for me, when I'm scrolling or if I'm seeing something on YouTube, I don't want to see something that has already been done, a million times.
Definitely.
Right.
And if
I want to watch that person or see that person because of it's them. Right.
And if it does, even if they're doing the same thing that a lot of other people, are doing, they have to make it into their own unique way.
Yeah.
That's where I'm trying.
Add your own personal touch.
Dashie. That's where I'm getting like Dashie, Markiplier, a lot of other people. Zach Beal. Zach Beal's like my new upcoming. He's gonna.
I don't know who that is.
He's a horror horror game streamer. He's hella funny, and there's others that I'm probably missing out on. But anyways, their way of being unique has really been shown.
Because it's their personality, right?
Their personality, and everyone's been playing.
Dude, and
games.
I bet after watching hella Dashie videos with you, like I bet he got so many people hating on him, like, "Oh, bro, you're cringe," or "Why do you talk like this?
For sure.
Why do you cuss like that?" But look at him. It's his own personal touch, and he made it big off of what he
And
does
he's
because
big,
he's him.
Yeah.
Because he
big.
acted like himself, right?
Yeah, and he wasn't afraid to do so. And even if he worked a 9 to 5, he would still promote his stuff. And that's what I'm doing too. You know, shout out to everyone who supports me. And you know,
y'all remember this. This is a start.
I mean, people think that, you know, it's safe or they could just drop everything and continue content creating. I do want to put it out there that
it's possible.
It's possible, but I mean, I'm not promoting it, right? I'm saying at least have a fallback. At least keep your job. Don't give up everything just to content create. Where I'm getting at is at least have something else to fall back on, you know, because this is it's a gamble. You can't lie. However,
you know who's a good example of that? Like 6ix9ine.
Oh,
dude, you're gonna tattoo or like Lil Pump, like you're gonna tattoo your whole face. And I mean, if you want to do that, you do what you want to do. But I mean, don't just ride on trends. J. Cole said it the best, right? Don't just ride on trends because eventually,
bro, he prophesized their
future. I love what he said is that, you know, the fans that are listening to your music right now, it's trending and you're getting millions of views, millions of dollars right now. But eventually, one day, those fans that are listening are gonna grow up and they're gonna get too old for the shit that made you blow up.
And guess who? I mean, I wasn't into that. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, 6ix9ine and Lil Pump, they were cool in 2016, 2018. But of course, that shit got old.
We don't condone snitching or nothing, but
no. But where I'm trying to get at is like, pursue your dreams. Like, where I'm trying to get at is
100%.
The risk factor to this. I'm playing it safe. I'm going to school. However, you know, actually thinking of, I can make it big. That's what gets me like.
Well, dude,
no risk. I'm about to say like some super pause, like fucking rock hard, but what I'm trying to say is like that shit gets me like hyped.
Yo.
Like
no, for real,
hyped. Like,
dude,
bro,
and it's big too. You know, being learning a little bit more about the financial industry, whatever. You can't. It's like a common saying: without any risk, there's no reward, dude. You got to take risks, right?
On God, and
it's good for you to be sacrificing your time to be doing something like this. You know, content creating, doing whatever, staying consistent with something instead of, you know, throwing your life away, doing drugs.
Right.
Right.
And I do believe that there's an algorithm. There's an algorithm to social media in order to get bigger. You have to be consistent, obviously,
of course.
But that only goes a long way. You could be consistent, but can you have quality content?
Yeah, well,
people can have that quantity of content like rolling in, you know, going into social media, going into TikTok. I see that all the time, but I just feel like, I mean, that it's just me, especially as a viewer. I just see it as repetitive. Sometimes the content is repetitive. It's the same thing. They have to find that. I learned this from Gideon, bro. Believe it or not, they have to find the formula. And once they find the formula, you gotta make it your own thing, dude.
Yeah.
You have to be different from everyone else who's doing the same thing that you're doing.
And how do you be different? Sometimes you just gotta really just be yourself.
You gotta be yourself, and I mean sometimes exaggerate it, but I'm not saying be fake. You know what I'm saying? Because being fake, that shit is mentally exhausting.
Don't act like someone you're not, of course.
Hell nah. And I like to put out my energy out there for others who can't really do the same. People who need that energy, you know, projected like onto their screen, into their lives. People, I've encountered people who would come to me like, oh man, you like, this is going back to earlier about the negativity. They would be joining my stream or telling me in the DMs like, hey, I'm going through this. I'm being, you know, neglected. I'm being abused. And they come to my streams like for comfort. That's like the best thing ever, dude. That's like the best feeling ever. And that's one of the factors of content creating is you're helping people. And when you help people, you also help yourself.
Yeah.
You're helping yourself by, you know, you're making a change to the world. That's what I want to do with content creating. And in general, with life in general, I want to leave like a mark.
Yeah, leave your imprint on the mark, of course. That's your legacy.
Not just having a 9 to 5. I mean, don't get me wrong, like having a 9 to 5 and being like a doctor or a nurse, you're saving lives. Of course, you're going to leave like a mark. You could break records. But there's different ways of being versatile to actually leave a mark on the world.
Oh yeah. I mean, you do what you want to do, whatever makes you happy. You know, they always say that do what you love and the money will come, right? So I mean, as long as you're doing something that you're passionate about, something that is good for the world, right? Then, you know, go for it. And again, just keep trying for stuff like that, right? And that's good too. I love the type of content or the type of work or whatever that not just helps yourself or helps one person, but it helps a bunch of different people.
Mm-hmm. And people, it sucks because what people don't really see is, I mean, it takes a lot of your actions to prove, you know, your intentions, your words. It takes more of your actions than words.
Oh yeah.
So what people don't really believe is, oh man, he's just gonna like focus on that for like a month or whatever, and then he's gonna be done. But then when that's where they stop supporting, which sucks because they don't think you're serious. And
after you
I get that.
Continuously post, or after what, you stop or take a hiatus for a little bit.
Yeah, something like that. Because don't get me wrong, like people don't know that, or a lot of people don't know that content creating is actually hella exhausting, mentally exhausting, not just physically exhausting.
I'm sure they know in the back of their mind that's why they don't want to try it.
And also just like people are looking for new stuff every day. You know, looking for new stuff to watch. For me personally, sometimes I love the content creators that I grew up watching. However, that's not what I want to watch for the rest of my life.
Well, of course,
I'm getting older and I can't really relate to those. Or
even for a period of time, you're gonna get tired of your most favorite food. Right, you'll probably come back to it, but you know, you want to try something new
and stuff. Of course. Other stuff where you see, you know, for example, I didn't really like Key and Peele, their whole like Comedy Central like stuff, but ever since you introduced me to them, dude, like I thought you knew
about them before.
I knew about them, but I didn't really care.
Like you
knew
how comedy they were, because they're, oh my god, comedic genius.
Like, because I'm not saying I'm old, but
Key and Peele are the goats.
Oh
yeah, but see, it's
God,
like, and they've been around for a while, and you didn't know, right? That's why, also for me, I don't know how it is with you, but I love watching old movies, listening to old music.
Maybe I'm just uncultured, bro. I'm probably just uncultured in a way.
You're young, you know. I mean,
I don't want to blame it all on me being young.
Well, when you're young too, you know, you're not gonna know about music that was released, you know, 30 years before you were born, 10 years before you were born. Mm-hmm. You're not always gonna know about those movies unless they're super popular.
I only knew about them because of you.
Yeah.
That's. I feel bad for those who don't really get to experience that. Like, for example,
what do you mean? Like what?
Like they're able to look back on nostalgia because
well,
on like older stuff with having an older sibling. A lot of people don't have older siblings to help them, you know, look back at their nostalgia, look back at their childhood and say, oh yeah, I remember Drake and Josh. Yeah. I remember, you know, all that Corey in the House. All the older stuff, but you know, cause Dominique too, our little sister, she doesn't know what Drake and Josh is. I think maybe she does, but she like never really watched it like that.
Well, I've been noticing recently too, like, you know, she wants to kick it with us a little bit more because she probably sees that, oh, you know, we're like, what, like, why are we always laughing hella hard, or why are we talking about this?
No, for sure, and no, that we like give off like hella good vibes too. Like I know a lot of people.
Why wouldn't you want to be around that?
You know who I'm talking about. Like, there's a lot of people that want to be around us because we give off like a different type of energy. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't just come out from everywhere or from anywhere. Not our ass. You know, you gotta thrive on other people's energies too. So a lot of you know, me and your vibe, like me and you, we just give off a different type of vibe for other people. Sometimes people can't handle it, and people need that, you know, that energy, those vibes in order to, you know, understand. I think one of them to understand, like, exactly. This is what happiness is. Like, this is hella funny, type stuff.
I think what you really have to be too is, you know, open-minded, because you introduced me to a lot of new shit that, you know, I feel like I'm getting old, right? You introduced me to a lot of new stuff that I wouldn't otherwise know about.
Well, that's me, like, returning the favor because you brought me back to, like, the older stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying, exactly. Like, me and you, like, at least we have a relationship where we can at least be open and understanding. Like, if I want to show you something, like, you know, even if you're not interested at first, like, you try to watch it, or, you know, vice versa, right? So, I mean, I think it's important to be open in a relationship you have with your homies, with your siblings, right?
Because you open up a whole different world. Like, for me, I want to know how other people think of what I'm doing or what this other person's doing, because I want to see different perspectives.
Yeah.
I don't want to just stick to my own, you know, outlook on life, because that's just, I don't think that's just the way to live. You need to look at things different ways in order to understand them, you know, maybe to get a general understanding, you know, because then you're not, that's when you become, I wouldn't say weird, but socially incompatible with other people.
Well, that's the thing about being, what's going on in the country nowadays, right? Being, I don't want to get political, but when some people are racist, a lot of times, it's them being ignorant, right?
And also just like them being taught down by,
exactly. But also it's also, another example is if you go to other, countries across the world in like a Muslim country or something, a lot of times, or whatever religion, a lot of times they'll think that, oh, if you eat pork, you're gonna go to hell.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you're over here, and you eat pork, do you think that's gonna happen to you? Not necessarily, no. Right? So it's all perspective, right? But I think it's a really good thing to be able to travel, see how other parts of the world are, so you can kind of understand, or even just around, travel the country, see how
an open mindset.
Exactly.
Like,
you can't just be super tunnel vision and just think, hey, the way I'm thinking, the way I've been doing things is is the only way.
Right. And maybe that's our, extroverted, thoughts coming out, because I know a lot of people, they don't care about learning other people's perspectives. And I'm not calling them inconsiderate, but it's just like they feel like as if they're confident in what they feel. They know what they know.
Exactly. Some people just stick to what they know, but
respect to you. That's all you. But what I'm saying, like, in my opinion, I'm just trying to say, it's really nice to have another outlook on life, because when you just stick to your own perspective, to your own views, you can't really see like different colors.
But we're also talking from experience.
Not racial, but I mean, not racial, bro. No,
we're also talking from like experience, right? Because if I've got in an argument with somebody, and then
arguments,
someone tells me from the outside, if it's like a one-to-one argument, and someone from the outside is telling me, hey, why do you think about it like this or something, maybe initially I'll get mad or I'll get defensive, like, what do you mean? Why are you siding with them or something? But after a little bit of time, and you kind of think about it, you kind of marinate on whatever they're saying. It's good to have an outside opinion sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's not everyone's gonna be the best influence on you or best influence on whatever you're talking about.
and it comes best from those who actually know you. It's different if someone's trying to give you advice. And
someone that has your best interest in mind, right?
Yeah, like if they know your intentions.
Exactly. If I see you fighting with someone from the outside, well, that's kind of an unfair example, because, I mean, someone ever try to step up, it's funk. But
no, for sure.
No, but I mean, I want to tell you, if you have an argument with a significant other or whatever, and I hear it, or you try to ask for my advice, I want to give you advice, not to just tell you, hey, I'm on your side.
Right.
I want to give you advice to tell you, hey, maybe you were wrong about this because of this.
No, that's some real shit. Right. No, for sure, because they're leading you into the wrong path. With that type of mindset,
exactly,
bro, people are leading you like in the wrong path. And I have friends who actually tell me, like, bro, you're doing this wrong, or like you're not completely in the wrong, but you got some on your side that's
criticism. I think it's good to take in criticism too. As long as that person is not like a super know-it-all.
No,
whatever,
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's hard. it takes a lot of maturity to actually take in that advice. When
that's true.
Criticism.
Yeah, constructive criticism.
It's hard because you're all up in your emotions, especially after an argument or a disagreement or something like that. It's hard to hear it from another side, like a third party, and be like, yo, like, you're doing this wrong. But I think it's different when people are influencing the other person, saying, when they weren't thinking of something before, and a third party comes in and says, like, oh yeah, no, like, that's wrong what they're doing. I feel like there's a big difference in that, and I'll tell you why. When they're not thinking of that before, it's okay to open up your mind, to open up that other person's mind, when they're not thinking that there's a problem with something that they did. However, when they try to, like you said, take their side more and say, oh no, like, yeah, you're right, or that type of stuff, that's kind of like a red flag. That's not gonna work out for them. So there's a difference between constructive
100%
criticism.
No, there's a difference between just taking someone's side because you want to be on their side, because you guys are friends, you guys are homies, you're close, whatever, rather than taking the time to. I think it's more beneficial to that person for you to take the time, and if you think that, if you really think about the situation, if you think that something is wrong on their end, to tell them. You know, you don't have to attack that person, but tell them like, hey, dude, like, I care about you, man. You know, I think that you're wrong on this side or something like that. And this is just my opinion. You know, you always have to offer it as your opinion, unless you're fucking expert on something.
Right? No, but if I want to get, you know, advice from someone, I wouldn't. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want to be like, I'm not doing nothing wrong, or you know, I don't want to tell them that. I don't want to be victimized. And when someone,
a lot of people do.
Yeah, especially when it's like a close friend saying, you know, you can't blame them for feeling how they feel, but at the same time, don't get me wrong, I understand how you feel too. That's like that. That's also another perfect thing to say when someone's going through it and you know, they're kind of venting to you, or you hear that they're going through it. That's something that you could say too. It's like you're not taking it. It's like you're not taking anyone's side.
That's why I still feel like things are not black and white in that sense, because some people, if you try to tell them or be constructively criticize them on something, they're not gonna take it.
It's yeah, and don't get me wrong, it takes a lot
they'll
of
get
maturity.
Offended. It takes a lot of maturity on that other person's end to be able to accept that. And that's the big thing about us, is that, you know, I'm not saying that we're the most mature people ever, because we're definitely not.
Hell no, we're not.
But at least we have the mindset to be able to be open about someone else's opinion, because dude, every single person, dude, we bleed red. Everyone bleeds the same color. Everyone has a beating heart, or everyone's, you know, we're all the same. Human beings are all the same, right? So if
we're all humans, we make mistakes.
Exactly. So if you think that you're better than someone to not be able to listen to what they have to say, listen to their opinion, maybe that is fine. Maybe that's on that person, that they have the right to feel like that.
Some people just want to vent.
Exactly, but they have the right to feel like that. But some people, you know, you kind of just have to open your eyes. You got to be a little bit more open-minded to better yourself.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And I think that's a huge part of bettering yourself, is being open.
Being open, and also, I mean, I get it where some people they just want you to vent. Like, I know people close to me who just want to vent. They don't want to really hear anything. They just want you. Me personally, I don't know. I mean, I like that feeling of venting, and then someone's just like, "No, I understand you."
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I like to have a reaction, or at least kind of hear about what they're saying, because
or like what they think of my perspective.
Because what is it? I mean, there are times too where you just want to talk about or complain about something, of course, but I want to get their perspective on it, because I don't want to not necessarily just to validate the way that I'm feeling, but it is a little bit of wanting to get validated, but also I want to know 100% that the way that I feel is correct, because if it's not, then dude, tell me.
Right. No. Yeah. Don't lie to me.
Yeah. Don't lie to me. I don't want to just tell you something for you to just be a yes man and tell me, hey, this is right. And thank God that I know a lot of people that, you know, aren't like that. They want to tell me that I'm wrong in something. And I think that's such a plus to have in friends or homies or family, because to me, in my mind, that makes me think, okay, you guys want me to do better, because you want me to learn from a mistake.
Right. And
I'm not saying that I always accept it, because I can be hard-headed too, you know?
No, I get that. And
I want to try at least.
There's a difference when people are telling you stuff that you want to hear.
Yep.
There's things where
that's the only thing you want to hear.
There are times when people are telling you stuff that you need to hear. I'm not saying necessarily that they're lying, but they're like, when you're needing to hear something, they're telling you the truth, right? You would think.
I think that's I like what you said there. Yeah. The difference between what you want to hear and what you need to hear.
Because people often don't really think about,
and some people
don't think about that.
Oh, I want to hear this, but is that really what you need to hear? You know?
Facts, exactly. People get that mixed up. People think that, oh, you're just telling me that because you want me to hear that. No, I'm just telling you because, I mean, I'm telling you the truth, and maybe it's biased, you know, in that sense. But I'm actually trying to support you, support you in a way where I'm not gonna completely agree with you all the time. And that's where, you know, it's okay to argue with like your significant other, your friend, you know, your family. But I feel like arguments go a long way where you have to. I don't know.
Have to hear out both sides.
But do you think that there needs to be a third party to hear both sides?
No, not always. Definitely not. I don't necessarily believe that it's always needed for a third party to be there.
Okay, but what if it's like a consistent problem?
It could help.
What if it's a consistent problem that keeps going on?
Well, that's why some people go into couples therapy, right? That's why some people go to therapy with their significant other, because sometimes people do it because they want to be validated, because they think in their mind, oh, I know that I'm right. So if we have this professional therapist there to validate what I'm feeling,
just wasting money.
well, yeah, but also, I mean, and that's not good, because sometimes you go there and then you hear what they have to say. And what if that third party is like, actually, no, you've been wrong this whole time, or you're not 100% right on this. You might be right on this point, but on this point, they were right.
But technically speaking,
Right.
dude,
They're not gonna like that.
they're only coming from like the therapist. I really think that they're just coming from like pure, I mean, logic. Right? Don't get me wrong, logic, but they don't understand like true feelings. In my opinion, I've never been to a therapist. No,
I was gonna say, I mean, you never know, because you
in my opinion, but I just feel like
this is this people's profession.
third
And
parties.
their job is really to study people's feelings. And again, I don't necessarily know exactly how it is to never had a therapist like that, but I mean,
Don't get me wrong. I'm willing to try. Like I said, I'm open to finding newfound respects for different things. Like about the ghost stuff, the last podcast.
yeah.
I want to experience that. No, but I'm not saying I don't believe in those therapists. I'm just saying, I mean, okay, prove me, how professional you are in your
Try
career.
it, right?
So,
yeah.
but
yeah,
I mean, but do you think that you don't think people need a third party for things, like for a consistent problem that keeps happening?
no, that's a good question for something that's consistently happening, that you're consistently arguing about.
Mm-hmm.
I think it helps. I remember I can probably think of a lot of times,
'Cause
especially when we were younger, when if I'm arguing with a homie or something, I'll go to another homie and be like, yo, like, tell me, like, this guy's trying to say this.
That's hella fucked up. That's hella different, because like the dude's he's like a fucking little kid just watching his parents argue. He's just like, damn. And then all of a sudden one of the parents is just like, right, don't I do that for them?
Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
then
that's
and
fuck.
then
Yeah,
the
that's
dude's like, bro, what the fuck?
yeah,
Why you
that's
involving me in this
messed up.
shit?
It's like, choose who do you love more, mommy or
Yeah,
daddy?
what the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's messed up.
No, but yeah, no. Understanding both sides, because you gotta know that if one person agrees, or if one person from a third party agrees with someone in one of the arguments, one of the people it's gonna take a lot for the other person who was against, who lost
yeah.
against that.
And I
that
think
other
even if
person,
you're
it's gonna take
open-minded,
a lot.
that's still tough, right?
Definitely.
But that's why
I'd be upset.
Yeah, but that's why I'm appreciative of people in my life that I know that they wouldn't just say something aside with whatever person if I'm arguing with them. I
Mhm.
know that if they want to give me an opinion, they're telling me, because that's how they feel about the situation. And again, it's not always just gonna be like, oh, okay, they said that, so now my mind has changed. I might still be offended, or I might still think, hey, I'm right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it still is in some situations. It's good to have another person that kind of tell you, or, like, hey, like, you were wrong about something. That way you can learn from your mistakes. So I think that's one of the most important things, is you always want to learn from your mistakes.
I get that. Okay, but I have another question. What if it's multiple other parties that you're trying to get, different opinions on, trying to validate how you feel, or maybe just purely just ask them, like, am I doing something wrong? Are they doing something wrong? Like, what is this like in this situation? This is how I'm reacting. How would you feel if, like, because me personally, for me, if I'm having a problem with a friend, a loved one, or a family member, I would like to handle that shit just face to face, just me and that person.
You
because
want one more,
I want to understand,
or
and
just
not,
them.
because I feel like people could be influenced into, not having their own thoughts and feelings in that argument. They're gonna be influenced. They're not gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, like he's right, or yeah, see, I'm, you're wrong, I'm right. They agree with me. So I feel like the only way that you could really understand it and really get through something, most of the time,
just to be with those two people,
just like handle that problem just between you guys.
And the other person.
However, I understand if it gets like into a big thing, right? It's consistent. It's been happening for so long, or you just can't really take it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's happened to me. But what I don't like is when people are influencing that person into thinking, oh, like, why did you even give them a chance in the first place? Why did you give me a chance in the first place? So going through that makes me think about, damn, did I do something? Like, am I really that wrong? Was I tripping the whole fucking time? Or are they being influenced? That's how it feels when a third party gets involved.
Yeah, I think it also comes down to who is the third party,
Mm-hmm.
It can't just be someone, again, that's, if you're arguing with your significant other, just
Right.
their group of friends.
No, that's a good ass
Of course,
point.
you know, a lot of people or a lot of times their group of friends is, of course, going to side with their friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I also think it's kind of like another example, like third parties, like for judges or for court hearings or whatever,
Juries.
jury duties. Yeah, my bad.
Oh, I hate jury duty, bro. Fuck.
That's why they have a jury, because it's supposed to be someone that's
unbiased.
has no opinion about the situation, and they just get the evidence provided to them, and you base it off of that.
That's the thing, because they don't know anything personally about those other people.
Yeah.
However, when you go to someone, you would typically go to someone who knows you, you know,
Yeah.
or maybe a little bit of the other person, but of course you're gonna know that person maybe sometime. I'm getting into like a relationship type stuff, but I'm talking about maybe just a family member. Like you said, it depends on who is the third party, because you can't really just get someone who knows you more than they know the other person. I think the best third party would be someone who knows both of you, and it doesn't matter if it matters if they're biased, of course.
Yeah,
but
it depends on how they're feeling too, about either one of those people. And
I understand where you're gonna need a third party at some point, because things just nothing changes.
Well, if it's like you get two super hard-headed people and they just keep arguing about it, I think it's beneficial to have a third party.
But what if that third party doesn't make contact with the other person? It only makes contact with one person, or they don't really, the person arguing is contacting that third party without informing
them about the whole situation.
The other party, of being. I mean, maybe I'm getting too carried away, but
that's very specific. That's when it gets, like I said, not everything is black and white. So of course it has to be, a fair judgment, fair hearing, where you hear both sides of the parties' arguments. Right. Like, do you think that Wanda was right in in Doctor Strange, or do you think Doctor Strange was right for trying to protect America?
Well, I mean,
she was trying to protect her kids.
Yeah, we were trying to.
A mother would always protect their kids.
Exactly, but then Doctor Strange was like, "Bitch, there's hella other kids in this world." Like,
the universes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in the universe, but
not everything is black and white. That's why it's really difficult for arguments, stuff like that. But
it's really it's a deep topic.
Yeah,
but I feel like there's some ways that you could generalize it, But enough of that. For me, I don't know if it's a pet peeve for you, but what is a pet peeve for me? Of course, it would bother anyone. I would assume is. Do you hate it when someone is like doesn't believe you, or like they think you're lying? They don't think you're telling the truth. It goes for like anything.
Hell yeah! If I'm telling the truth, I'm telling the truth. What you mean? Like, what do you think? Why would I lie to you?
But there's the odds are against you. They would think.
Why? What do you mean? Like you've been lying before? Or something?
No, like people are saying this. Like you did something, and you're like I have proof. Like I didn't do it.
Oh yeah.
Like, would you believe? For example, your close friend, and someone said like, oh, like they stole something from you, but then they tell you they didn't, right? But a lot of other people did. Who would you believe? That really close person with you, or the other, like people that you aren't really close with?
Well, I would initially believe my friend. I would take it into consideration, be like, would they ever do that? And if I think that they wouldn't, but maybe that something is stolen and I don't know where it is, I go up to them and talk to them. And if I trust, I mean, it's not like you can always trust every single person, but of course, if you know that person, then I think that it would be the right thing to do to go up to them and talk to them first.
I see, because I know there's a couple of people that would just be like, I'm not for me, but I've seen it happen where people are just like, man, I don't know who to fucking believe. I'm just like whatever. I'm not even gonna like handle that stuff. And then they just go on like handling their friendships or relationships, not knowing who's the liar, who's actually telling the truth, until it becomes a bigger problem later on.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't know. That's why I keep saying, not everything is black and white. So it's important to always talk. I feel like it's important to not make decisions where you're emotionally inclined to, like when you're angry, when you're super happy. I think it's always best to wait a little bit and then make those decisions.
On another topic, right? In what ways do you think you've matured over past several years?
Well, I feel like my eyes have really opened, because we're originally from the Bay Area, right? And then, after living in LA for a while, I mean, you still kind of see that, there's a lot of people that stay in their hometowns, even in this area, but you get to kind of meet a lot of different people. You get to, again, open your eyes to different things and different perspectives, where I always thought, growing up, especially where we're from, what do we eat? Either Filipino food at home, chicken,
Rice.
burgers, or pizza anywhere else. But when you go somewhere else, there's a bunch of different food, and I feel like it's getting more specific, but in maturing, I feel like, again, I've been able to open my eyes a lot more and kind of at least get the opportunity, or give myself the opportunity, to step back and try to understand everyone's perspective, and not to judge someone based off of something you heard or something that you've just first seen.
So basically saying, like, you've been there, you can't judge them.
Yeah,
you've been
exactly.
there, done that. Like, you can't judge on someone that
Exactly.
that was once you in the past.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Respect.
What about you? Like, do you feel like you've matured? I mean, I know that you have.
I feel like I have.
Yeah.
In terms of just trying to, like me, I would try to actually do things that I say I want to do. It's hard to, like I said, it's easier said than done to mention things like you really want to do. But it took a lot of sacrifices, friendships, relationships, to get to where I am right now. And I'm happy where I'm at right now, because I'm going to school. Like, I'm going to go to school, and content creating, it's just, I'm working hard and actually working on, setting this whole podcast up, setting up an upcoming fucking brand. But in terms of just actually doing something that I want to do, I'm not just sitting on my ass. And
well, one thing I could say for you specifically is, I've noticed about you is that you do learn from your mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, even if you fell out with a friend before over something something trivial or something stupid, you learn. At least now that you can see in your own head that, maybe what I did, or something that I've done is wrong. Or maybe I wasn't supposed to be talking like that, or maybe I wasn't supposed to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell that that's not a mistake that you would make anymore.
No, right.
Right? Because that's super mature. That's super important for someone to learn that, hey, I made this mistake. I should learn from it. That way it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I've seen that in you.
And it takes a lot, because, for example, it took a lot for me to understand why you would get mad over certain things I would do when I was little. Because Dominic, I'm learning. I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, like, this is why.
Hey, thank God for Dominic.
I mean, this is in our language, in Tagalog. I call him Kuya all the time. I don't get mad anymore of, things that Dominic does, because I used to do it to you. So I was, and it takes a lot to know about that, to mature, because now me and you get along on a different level, because I'm older, I'm mature, and we could relate more, because
and I've learned
we've gone through more.
It goes both ways, because I've learned a lot from you too. Like sometimes the way that I see you treat Dominic, or the way that even Dominic has seen it too. Like recently, if I can be an asshole because I get mad at just for like a second, I'll insult her, just like clown on her, like for something that maybe I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have gone so angry at that moment. And that's what I learned from you too, is because you probably got patient with me, getting mad at you, and then you see it from Dominic.
Eating my burger, hella fucking crying and shit. But there's times where I was eating my burger, I hate Korea, bro. Then fucking eating, dip that shit in sweet.
And I feel bad too.
I mean, it takes a lot, because I mean, that's where I see you matured. You're not as like fucking like hyper, treating me like a little ass kid. Because think about it, like, you're not, okay, you're older, but you're not that older than me, bro.
No.
But I know that you've experienced a lot more, and I look up to that, and I look up to our older sister too. And as a middle child, I'm just thinking of it like, I learned from my older siblings, but I'm still learning from my youngest sibling. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people could go through that, like, going through that. And so I'm trying to be more patient with our little sister. And don't get me wrong, it's hard, because me and you are brothers, but me and you are guys, so it's harder to relate with a girl.
Yeah, it's different, of course.
So of course, I mean, girls are naturally more, not trying to sound insensitive, but they're more sensitive, right? Because I mean they're
Yeah.
hormonally different.
Exactly. No, exactly. That's just a fact.
Yeah, and so I just try to connect with our little sister on that level because I feel bad. Like I said, I feel bad for those who don't really have a connection like, you know, me and you do.
Yeah,
And
the
like
siblings. Yeah.
us three, me, you, and Ate. That's older sister in our language. But like I feel bad, and I want Dominic to experience something like that. And I was thinking like, Dad told me, he was just saying, you know, oh, once you move out to college or once you move out, your little sister is that's when she's gonna realize, oh, like I miss Kuya.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I mean, I feel like that's good too because she probably has a little bit of you know what makes us close, what makes us what we are. Because I could see her, you know, wanting to be a little bit more nicer, talk to us a little bit, you know, because you know
she's maturing at the same time we are.
Yeah,
bro.
you know,
like,
as siblings, all you do when you're growing up is, you know, you're ugly or you stink,
and I still do that.
Exactly. We still do that, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
shit.
it's
You
good.
gotta have a balance. You know, you gotta have a balance.
It's good to
bro.
not just have it be like that. To sometimes be more
Always
serious.
Like walking in like,
I mean,
what's up, Lucius Brad? You're like,
it's
bro,
ugly.
hello to you too, bro.
No.
But I mean, that's where I learned it. I mean, that's how I learned it. That's why I'm saying I don't want Dominic to feel that way, because when you left, that's how I felt. I was like, man, all those times where I wanted Kuya to leave so I could play on his Xbox.
Bro, what?
So I could play on the. I'm like, all right, bro. I'm texting my friends like, yeah, I'm gonna be on soon. I'm just waiting for my brother to fucking leave.
That's cool. No, now I'm trying to play on your PC.
Yeah, nah, but now or when you left out, then I was like, damn, hella miss my brother. There was a time, I never told you this, but there was a time with my ex. I think you just left back to LA, and when you came back, this is when you were in LA. You came
Like
back,
to
visit,
Yeah,
for Christmas. I'm like, damn, it's hella funny. And then, me and Jordan, our cousin, would always just be like having like vibing with you, and it'd be hella different when you would come through and it's me, him, and you. It'd be a whole different vibe. It's hella funny.
It's hella
So
funny
then,
when us here together.
And when you left, I was at my ex-girlfriend's house, and then I broke down. I was starting to cry. I was like, I miss my brother. And I was like, fuck you, don't make fun of me. I was hella young, and then she was like, what are you crying for? I don't remember her reaction. I don't give a fuck about her reaction, but no, that's the time I was like, bro, I don't want Dominic to take my presence for granted. That's kind of fucked up.
No, on God.
But
that's
why I'm just trying to walk in. I try to balance it. It's hard.
Sometimes you do feel like you're taken for granted, but you don't realize that until it's, too late.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is, I don't think I've ever told anyone else this before too, but one time it was just me and my homie while we were in LA after work, right? And then I don't know, we were just getting on a super deep like personal talk because he always talks to me about his family, and then I was just like, damn, like I never really opened up about this, but I kind of I started crying. I was like, damn, I feel bad, like I abandoned like my little siblings, and I feel like I don't want them to ever feel, because there was times where I felt super low. I was like, damn, if I could do anything to avoid them feeling like this, or if I could just go back and experience like the younger days of us like kicking it all together again. I don't want it to have regrets. That's really what it is. I don't want to have regrets. That's why I always try to.
I hate living with the regrets, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'd rather just tell you like, hey, bro, like you're doing something that's bothering me or some shit, rather than just keep it in and then not talk, and then we end up building some kind of resentment for each other. That's why our relationship is good, because we could be open with each other. We could just talk to each other about anything, right? So I don't know. I don't want to. Yeah, like you said. I don't want to live life with regrets, and it's just good, like the fucking Top G said, to have a good relationship with your brother or your siblings in general.
Oh, bro,
right?
in a way that you matured, I remember you don't hold that many grudges like that anymore, bro. Before, when I would do some messed up shit, like I wouldn't say like messed up shit,
like
childish shit, like, and it pissed you off, then you'd be like, I could tell like you're hella mad type stuff, and you would hold it in, and then I'd be like, damn, and then I don't know, you would just leave like hella mad and shit, but that's all. I remember.
Wouldn't want to
you don't hold
you
or
something.
Yeah, you just like start fucking around with me, like bullying me type shit. And I'm like, fuck this guy. Fuck him then.
I know, for real.
And then after that, I'm just like, but over time I realized that I'm like, damn, okay. So, and I see you trying to try to be the peacemaker when other people are fucking arguing, like people in our family, like when sometimes dad or Ate, they argue. You're like, all right, bro, let's chill. It's a past problem. It's like, it's Daniel's birthday, brother. All right, let's chill. Let's have fun, bro.
Well, also, I mean, that's because you know.
I see that maturity because
it's
before
more.
you
It's,
be the fucking instigator.
well, it's also because
Yeah, that's how you keep a balance. You
I think
be nice
that's a good thing that I've matured onto that I've noticed about myself is I've realized more about, because I still get angry about stuff, you know, but I want to step back and try to realize that hey, you know, this is important to me. This relationship with this person is more important to me than me being angry over something that I shouldn't even be that angry about.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, for sure. Sometimes I feel like I definitely am. I'm still maturing, and I feel like I have the old tendencies that you had, where I'm like, I'm just saying, all right, our family be getting angry easily, bro, and I'm just saying, like, I still, to this day, I still feel like I'm hot tempered, and I'm trying to better my patience. I'm trying to better my mindset to be like, okay, let me just take a step back.
That's crazy.
I'm not trying to say.
I feel like I learned that from you.
I'm not trying to like say something I'm trying to regret type stuff. Like in the moment, I'm like,
exactly.
in the moment, I'm gonna be like,
yeah.
fuck you. We're done with this shit.
But then I'm done with you.
Yeah.
You're fucking sick.
And then afterwards, I'm gonna be like, fuck, shouldn't I just say
exactly.
that?
No, and
when you're chill.
When I was a little kid, yeah, like I used to, you know, when I get in arguments with dad, get in arguments with mom, it's like, damn. Now that I realize, I'm like, was that even worth it for me to tell them that I hate them or, you know, like insult them and you know, be like a rude ass person because I was really angry. But then when it comes back to it, you know, it's not that they were trying to ever, or it's not whoever it is. It's not like they were ever trying to, you know, hurt me or get on me for anything. It's just that I was really angry at that point, and it could have been for a really stupid reason. That's why, especially with you and you know, especially with mom and Dominique, I don't want to say things that are like if it hurts them really deep down. Like if I insult Dominique on something and it hurts her really deep down, and you know, and the next time I see her, I'm not mad anymore. I try to be friends with her, and she's just like,
no, I was about to say that, like,
you know,
whenever you say something like hella mad and you go off and like, oh fuck, all right, I got that out of my system, and then like maybe a couple days later or hours, you come back, you're like, what's up? Like you're like, all right, I'm ready to vibe again. Like, let's have fun again. You're like, you kind of miss their vibe, and then they're still like, fuck you.
Yeah, I know. Like you said all that shit about me.
Yeah,
like, what the hell?
And
exactly. You said it best. Like you don't want to say something that you're gonna regret.
No, that's where it takes maturity.
Yeah, and then lose someone that you didn't want to lose just because you were angry. Like why would you be prideful? And sometimes I still am. You know, I can definitely be prideful. I can definitely be angry. And sometimes I might, you know, even get to a point where I'm gonna lose my temper. But I want to try to step back and you know, just think about, is it really worth it for me to say this type of stuff to a person that I actually love and care about? And then, you know, I might end up, it's going to scar them for the future when I'm not going to always feel like the Hulk at some point. I'm not always going to feel super angry.
Bro, I understand that.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes maybe even some things you say in the moment, they're not always true.
Yeah,
you know, they're not always what you... People, I mean, some people think that like in an instant, you know, when things happen in an instant, you say something like you're fucking sick.
Yeah, like it's the truth at that point.
Yeah, but at that,
but it's
like,
not.
You realize after that, it's like, bro, that's not true at all, bro. Like maybe that's not true. Maybe I was tripping.
Exactly. Maybe I was tripping, bro, for real.
But it's better if you realize that yourself rather than having someone try to force you to think that, right? Having to learn it the hard way from that person that you hurt. Like, you should learn it. In my opinion, I feel like it's more mature if you take that time to be like, damn, like that was my fault, rather than having them tell you, you fucking hurt me when you said that. Yeah, that's where I'm just
because at that point too, that person might already just be like, yeah, you fucking hurt me at that point. You know, like I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I don't even want to do this anymore. So that's how you've been feeling this whole time. I'm like, no, bro, I was just hella mad. Like, and then you gotta rebuild that, you know, that friendship, that build that trust again. Yeah, build that trust. And I feel like, dude, building trust is hella hard. It doesn't just come out of your fucking ass, you know? Yeah, exactly. If you ruin that trust at one point, then it's going to be hard. Not saying that it's impossible to get that trust back, but it's going to be hard to get that back again.
No, for sure. Because
build that trust back up.
In order to rebuild and develop, you know, relationships and from arguments, dude, that's hard. Yeah. That's hard. But, yeah, no, that's where I came from saying, you know, I care about how Dominique is, how her little sister is, because that's coming from me too, because with my current problem or recent problem that I had, I went to her crying because I was like, I want you to know, like, You think relationships are fucking good? Fuck, no, it's not. I mean, relationships with friends, with family, or with a significant other, dude. Relationships, friendships, they're not easy to keep.
It's not. It's
the harder ones.
When you're younger, you think it could be easy, but it's.
And so I when I went to her, like, crying, I'm like, yeah, this is how I feel and all, but I want you to learn, it's not gonna be all rainbows. You really got to be careful, because anyone could feels something.
But that's good too, that you would be emotionally vulnerable to someone like your little sister, because that builds trust for her. She's like, oh, I could, like, well, he trusts me enough to talk to him.
That's kind of what I do. It's kind of like a win-win.
That's gonna help mature her, right? Because you're showing her that, hey, like, it's good to talk about your feelings sometimes. It's good to let something like that out, and she's gonna probably feel a little bit honored that, hey, like, actually you're actually talking to me about that. Okay, I appreciate that. And then maybe in the future, in turn, she'll be more open to talking to you about something.
That's exactly what I try to get at, because just to build
look at you all grown and shit.
In relation, bro, fuck, dude, I'm only 20, bro. I still got a long ways to go.
That's why I don't even believe that sometimes, that you and Jordan are only like 20, not even 21 yet.
I mean, I feel like I haven't reached that side of Jordan though. It's not easy to become vulnerable.
Oh yeah.
Because you would go to, there's people that you would go to just vibe, to forget about that stuff, to be like, come on, bro, like, you in a slump?
Well, that's because our relationship and dynamic with those people, sometimes it's just good vibes.
Right, so. Yeah, and I feel bad. Like I said, I don't want to be a vibe killer or anything like that. Baby, oh shit,
dude,
stay, baby, come on. Stay, come on, up.
Good boy.
That's his throne. Hey, we don't just place him there. He likes to go there by himself.
Oh yeah, exactly. I want
all
of y'all to know that.
We're just being loud right now because
sometimes we have to put him there, but most of the times he'll jump on there because he wants to. That's why we have this specifically for him.
I was one of those people that Baby was famous because his dad, and his mom would always post him on Instagram, and I see him and be like, no way, like, he's that cute. And then when I met him in person, he would just be settled, and he's just quiet, bro. He's a fucking human.
Exactly. His personality is crazy.
He just be like, he's just chilling. And
yeah.
I believe it. I guess you won't believe it till you see it, yourself. Dude, he's been quiet the whole time.
Exactly. He's been sitting here the majority of the time.
He's a caller too. That's he's
oh yeah, exactly. You would have heard it if you tried to leave.
Exactly. So
the only reason he tried to leave last time was because his mom was here. But
yeah, well, look, he's chilling because
shady.
We're his only way back to his mom.
Exactly. Bro. He's the star. He knows it. It's his throne.
All right, guys. Hey, that's the end of our podcast for today. We got really deep into that shit, so pause. So we really got deep into that shit, and it takes a lot to do, things that you see other people do online, like this. And basically what we're trying to get at is just manifesting is hell important.
Yep. You
gotta manifest that shit for real.
Don't get discouraged.
It's not gonna be easy. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be easy.
It will never be easy, but just if you take anything away, just don't stop trying.
And I mean, I'm not saying we're the biggest content creators, but I'm just saying it's basically gonna be like a journal talking to myself, in the future type stuff, because I believe it.
No, man.
Like, I'm really confident.
Look back on this.
I'm confident that we're gonna fucking make it.
Yep.
So that's for a fact.
Well, even no matter what, again, just keep trying, stay consistent with it.
And this is not no TED talk, but this is coming from like real shit, dude, like real shit type stuff. Like,
yeah.
Not rehearsed, but all right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. New podcast we film podcasts every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, so hopefully every Thursday, new podcast.
We're still working out everything, but yeah, we'll get it all done.
Well, we'll find out a schedule. All right, we'll see y'all.
Yup.